International investors have been taken for a wild ride since Monday. They began dumping stocks after US President Donald Trump's economic advisor Peter Navarro said a trade deal with China was over. He blamed what he called China's inability to control its COVID-19 outbreak. His statement drew a sharp rebuke from Beijing.
The remarks you mentioned by the American politician are completely groundless and absurd. He consistently lies and has no honesty and credibility.
Equity prices rebounded after Trump contradicted his advisor.
The China trade deal is fully intact. Hopefully, they will continue to live up to the terms of the agreement.
While China and the US negotiate over trade, there is an ever-growing list of differences between them. The Trump administration wants China to join nuclear disarmament talks. Its concerns have grown over whether Beijing is complying with the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT.
We made crystal clear to China that we expect that they do in fact honor their obligation under the NPT to negotiate with us in good faith. And we will continue to invite them to these talks because we view it as essential.
So far, Beijing has shown no inclination to come to the table. Washington also sees China's rising dominance in telecommunications as a threat. It's been trying to limit international business for telecom giant Huawei. On Tuesday, Beijing responded by launching the final satellite in its geolocation system. It will end China's dependence on foreign technology providers. The US government is also promoting self-reliance. It's suspending about 85,000 visas for foreign workers, a move that Trump says will create more jobs for Americans. But tech giants like Google say the policy will hurt, not help the US economy.
Immigration has contributed immensely to America's economic success, making it a global leader in tech and also Google the company it is today. Disappointed by today's proclamation, we'll continue to stand with immigrants and work to expand opportunity for all.
US immigration officials say Indian workers obtain up to 70% of these visas every year. That means New Delhi's remittances may be the worst casualty of Trump's visa ban, highlighting once again the far-reaching impact of rising protectionism. Mobin Nasir, TRT World.
Well, for more on this, Mickey Levy joins us now from New York. He's the chief economist at Berenberg Capital Markets. Welcome back to Money Talks, Mickey. Now, you can't really blame Peter Navarro, can you, for saying that the trade deal is over? I think many people would have assumed that given just the heightened tensions between the US and China right now. But do you believe that the trade deal that was signed between the two countries in January and the negotiations are still on track?
Well, I think they are on track, despite the pandemic and government shutdowns. But I kind of disagree with you. I think it was responsible for a high-level U.S. official, Peter Navarro, to say it was off. I mean, I think both the U.S. and China benefit by acting in good faith toward keeping trade channels open. I understand some of the complications and non-trade issues, but I wish Mr. Navarro hadn't said that. And of course, President Trump, basically said things are back on. So it's really unfortunate you have, lack of coordination in the White House on this.
Yes.
And it's really critical issue.
Why do you think Peter Navarro made those comments, given the fact that the US trade negotiator Robert Lighthizer told Congress just last week that things were on track?
Well, you're making an excellent point. Robert Lighthizer is really, from the Trade Representative's Office, is really in charge. And Peter Navarro is a known China hawk, and he's very explicit about it. And I think his economic thinking is really misguided. The U.S. benefits tremendously from trade with China, and China benefits tremendously with trade from the U.S. And that was what led to the agreement in January. I think it'll continue to move forward despite these offhanded remarks.
Can I ask you now about Trump's new executive order that essentially bans all new foreign workers from entering the United States? We know the move has been slammed by some of America's big tech companies. What's your view on this? Trump is obviously citing the rising unemployment rate in the US because of this pandemic, but does Trump really have a right to do so in this case?
Well, it's a proclamation, so as president, he has power to do so. It is absolutely misguided and will hurt the U.S. as well as it'll hurt India. But the U.S. thrives on such immigrants, particularly high-skilled immigrants in high tech. And you've heard the responses from the U.S. Business community, particularly the high-tech business community that really needs these immigrants, and they're just crucially important. And if in fact this ban is kept in place, it really hurts the U.S. Intermediate and longer term economic potential, no question.
Well, could Donald Trump's new announcement, might that have something to do with the fact that it is an election this year, and that he's perhaps pandering to his base?
Well, unfortunately, the answer to your question is yes. It is an election year, and in the U.S., immigration is all about politics, which is really unfortunate, because the U.S. Its economy, its society really thrives on immigration, and just because the unemployment rate has temporarily shot up, it will come back down. This is really a poor timing on putting on these sanctions against various categories of immigrants.
Okay, Mickey Levy from Berenberg Capital Markets, thank you for your analysis as always.